Hello, ladies, and welcome to the Beauty Shaman. So today we are doing part 4 in the 4-part series on women's health with Dr. Bella Eisenhower, who is a licensed naturopathic doctor in practice for over 18 years. Please visit her website at maverickmedicinedoctor.com for full information and full protocol. But today we are doing part 2 in our 4-part series on weight loss. Oh my God, because we couldn't get it all in one section because it's such a huge topic. So let's go into part 2. What else did you want to talk about with weight loss? With women?
Okay, well, let's go back to exercise. So, because I know I have a lot of women, they've already put on the weight, their joints are hurting. Exercise to them is just like, just shoot me now.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to tell me to exercise, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So and I do this myself. I like to do what I call, it's like interval training, and it can be walking 2 minutes and then walk faster for 20 seconds. It could just be that. And you want to do that. And then this is a study done that doing that 2 minutes, 20 seconds, I think it's really like 4 times. So an interval of 2 minutes. So you add that up, that's like 10 minutes of exercise. But if you do that 2 minute, 20 second, it stimulates the body to, cardiovascular wise, it does the same thing as exercise for 45 minutes. So it doesn't take a lot to get the body going. So a person that's a little bit healthier, they could do like, sometimes I do this. Is I walk really fast and then I sprint on the 22nd. Okay. And then you keep going to your different levels. A person that's really fit, then you're jogging and then you sprint for 20 seconds. So jog for 2 minutes. And then sometimes I do this on my stationary bike in the house if I'm writing or working between patients on virtuals. And then I have a mini tramp where you could just do kind of jogging and then you sprint on it. So it doesn't take much, but if you could do that, just starting out slow, you're going to like your body's, the inertia is going to be able to go through that inertia basically and get that blood pumping. And the more that they do it, then they can keep changing up. Then sometimes I have an app on my phone, I forget what it's called, super easy, free. I put Pandora on, I put that app on, and I do 2 minute, 20 second interval for like 45 minutes. So you just keep doing it. And it's fantastic. I mean, I really feel a difference, in my muscle mass when I do that. So that 20-second, endurance, that's building muscle mass. And that's what we lose as we age because of our hormones. So I do sometimes give 7-keto DHEA because it helps convert fat to muscle, but you got to use the muscles in order for that to happen. So, because it won't work. And then again, there's another study using that 7-keto DHEA, which is on my website, and it's taking it, every 4 hours apart. So with breakfast and then at lunch, and studies show that really help promote just that fat burning aspect, but you do have to exercise, basically.
So what about other forms of exercise? Because I love running, and I go in and out of running actually nowadays because I'm trying to do more weightlifting and resistance training because I noticed that, for things like bat wings bingo. I mean, that it has an immediate result. Like if you really, do that. So anyway, what about that kind of thing? Or even yoga? I mean, yoga also can be a form of resistance training.
Yeah, so what I'm talking about, though, is about really stimulating the metabolic rate. So you can do any kind of exercise you want, but to really get your metabolism moving, that's what this is about. So my plan, the 6-week plan, is about that. It's about eating a certain way to really get the metabolism moving. And so, yes, of course, like your plan that you have, yes, it's like yoga, every other day, and then strengthening and stretching, them Pilates or hiking. There's any kind of activity just get out to get the blood circulating and to do some strength training. But this plan is specifically to ignite that glycogenolysis, get in there and, hack at those fat cells to, to deal with this increased metabolic rate, basically.
Right.
So,
right. So
yeah.
what you're saying is just get it, get something going, basically. And I think, I have some really good friends that gained a lot of weight and they just lost all their desire to exercise.
Yes.
Just like they don't even want to give it a go. They don't have the energy, and then they do it and they're exhausted, and it's just, they're not, I get that, right? It's kind of like this no man's land of, I know I need to do it, but I just haven't got the chutzpah to do it. So what advice would you give those people?
Well, that's what I was saying. You could even walk for 2 minutes and then walk faster for 20 seconds. I mean, anyone can do that unless they have joint issues. If you have joint issues, then you could do like, on a mini trampoline, hold on to something and just start walking like that. Do leg lifts, whatever. You've got to, just get the blood moving, get the muscles moving. And it's like the cart before the horse. Like you said, it's like, I don't want to exercise because I'm overweight, but it's like, well, we got to get the cart behind the horse. So we've got to like push yourself to get out the door, or, an elliptical, anything. So whatever it is, 2 minutes at a really slow pace, and then just pick it up for 20 seconds, 3 times. That's it. So, I know that most people can do that unless there's an injury. Right. When there's an injury, then just do floor stuff, whatever your
one thing you said to me, which I think is really true, is everything sort of works together. So as you kind of start down your journey of, okay, I'm older and my body's different now, and I'm going to really respect my body, and so I'm going to change things. This is how much I'm going to eat differently. I'm going to take these enzymes. I'm going to exercise. But slowly, your body just starts turning, and every time, but not a ton of time. I mean, I found really within a couple weeks, I started to feel a lot better. And I started losing weight. Like really, it wasn't, but it was. I mean, I'm pretty much of a radical person. Like I just sort of do everything. But I think no matter how you are, if you're more methodical, if you're more radical like me, you're going to see the changes. But you have to sort of start at it. You have to start steering the ship in a different direction.
Well, it's important to kind of set goals. Why do I want to lose weight? Is it because I want to be more active with my partner? Is it because I want to travel? Is it because I want to look better in my clothes? Whatever. Is put those carrots up there. And, I'm big on like meditating, the all is well, all of that, which is, part of my plans. But is to, set your goals. What are your intentions? Why do you want to do this? And that should be your motivation. Is it that you want to run around with your grandkids, or maybe you want to start dating? I don't know. But you got to find things internally. What motivates you, and really concentrate on those and get out the door for those 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Or like I said, I'm not a gym person, but you could go to the gym and, do an elliptical, or, do the just walking thing, whatever that thing's called. Treadmill. Yeah. Treadmill. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever it takes, but there has to be. And again, remember too, is I have my nutritional protocol that helps lift your mood and things like that. So back to good old progesterone is again, so that starts to go down. Our thyroid function starts to go down. Then our serotonin and melatonin start to go down. We don't sleep good. We're blue. It's like the world's gray. So, I do work with that. So it's important to, find out that balance there so that you're not estrogen dominant, basically. And then sometimes I do use just DHEA, depending on the person, a person that's like low hormones all across the board, or I use 7-keto DHEA, which is a metabolite of DHEA. Long story. But in this, I kind of wanted to give like a little meal plan for the day.
Let's do remember. We have about we have like 3 or 4 minutes left.
What? Okay. All right. So just remember, this is only for like, you do this for like 6 weeks, and then you can do it, for a day. But so basically, so on rising, have lemon water. So for breakfast, you would have green tea, Ezekiel bread with, some 2 tablespoons of avocado or peanut butter or nut butter, and then a half of grapefruit, a half a grapefruit.
Half a grapefruit. Okay.
Yeah. And then don't eat again. And if you have to eat, then just eat an apple or raspberries or blueberries, but raspberries would be better. Lunch would be green tea, Ezekiel toast, a half a cup of like canned salmon, tuna, and apple slices. And then dinner would be like 3 ounces of meat, be it fish, chicken, whatever, beef, and a cup of green beans or a green veggie, and then a cup of whole yogurt with berries or like half a banana. So this is diet specific to get the metabolic rate churning, going into glycogenolysis, breaking down glycogen basically. So anyway, you do that. I have a meal plan Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days there, but you get the gist of it. And I tell you above really, it's like you could just do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then eat moderately, whatever your diet is, like say Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But as long as you're doing this predominantly, for 4 days, for 6 weeks, you're going to start to see your weight drop off. And then on those days that you're like whatever you normally eat, if you gain weight again, it's like, okay, back up. There's some issues in there. Like, you're not metabolizing carbohydrates or something. So go back to the meal plan and stay on that. This may be complicated. It's more clear on my plan. But it's like you have like 4 days, 3 to 4 days, depending on how much weight you're trying to lose. And then 3 days of your average, your diet that you would like to eat. But again, if you're gaining weight, then assess what it was that's putting on the weight, and then go back to the days that are more restricted. I don't call it restricted, it's like regimented, basically. Right.
Well, I think that's the benefit of doing that, is that you really see, like, I did like a whole elimination diet with you, and that was really good because I saw, oh my God, this is where my issues lie with my gut, because I have gut issues. Well, not anymore, but I think that was what really helped to figure that stuff out. And I think with weight gain, it's really, really helpful because okay, now I get it. I get what I was doing. And it isn't kind of this, oh, I can't lose weight, or kind of these, we end up going getting very negative, as opposed to going, no, actually I can concretize exactly what it is that's causing this, and I can remove it and I can change it. And it's not a huge deal, and it's not an entire, so I think this is great because it does give women a plan to go for. Now that is on your website, right?
Yes. And what I see a lot of women do too is like they don't eat much during the day, and then all of a sudden they eat this big meal at night plus their wine. And it's like, good Lord, you're eating like a camel. So you're like eating all of this, and storing it. And then your body uses a little bit of it throughout the day, but doesn't use enough of it. And then you eat all these calories again, and your body stores it. So it's better to eat like the plan I have laid out. It's like eating these good, protein kind of like sustains the body too. But then it's also increasing the metabolic rate at the same time. And then eating those 4 hours, your body's like digesting, absorbing, and eliminating. So it's getting all that time. Otherwise, if you eat and then you eat 2 hours later, body's like, oh, I got to like store all that because here comes some more. And then you don't have enough good digestive energy either, because it's hasn't had time to recoup, basically.
Right.
And so with that is that making sure you have finished eating at least by 8 p.m. And I used to say 3 hours before you go to bed, but some women are going to bed at 1 o'clock. And I'm like, no, you can't eat at 10 p.m. It's like finish eating by 8 p.m. And then when the winter months come, it's like finish eating by like 6 p.m. basically, but at least 3 hours before bed. And then that way, your body's digested, you have better digestion. And then, you're not like, because our metabolism kind of goes down. So it just starts to store everything basically.
Right.
That makes sense. And then I have a few things that I recommend, like, digestive enzyme specific one, black seed oil that helps regulate your blood sugar. And what was the other one? Oh, and the 7-keto DHEA, basically.
Wonderful.
On there.
Well, that's great. Those are very practical. And I love the fact that the audience can go to your website, which I'm going to repeat again, the maverickmedicinedoctor.com, where you have all these protocols laid out, including the meal plan. And obviously they can go to you for specific advice, which I think is really helpful for specific needs. When I have my gut issues. So anyway, so this has been really super helpful on weight loss part 2. So, and the audience, I really want you to watch part 1 so that you get kind of the full picture of everything that we're talking about when it comes to weight loss, because there's a lot of information, right, Dr.
Yeah, about what's going on. What is, why are you putting on this weight? And I would probably put progesterone on my protocol. I haven't done it yet, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot of information, but the great thing is it's accessible and you can get it through Dr. Eisenhower's website. So thank you, Dr. Eisenhower, for joining me in this.
You're welcome.
Women's
so
Health.
Much fun.
Been wonderful talking to you. And thank you, all of you, for watching. And please, go to the Beauty Shaman YouTube and my website for more information on beauty, health, wellness, and style. And to Dr. Eisenhower's website, and repeat it one more time, maverickmedicinedoctor.com for more information on women's health. Thank you very much for joining us.